Straight to delay, that news from FBN Quest, an investment and securities firm publishing independent purchasing managers index for Nigeria, is called the state of the country's manufacturing. 5 variables are measured month by FBN Quest: output, employment, new orders, delivery times for suppliers, and stocks of purchases. The latest this morning was that 4 out of these 5 variables were positive in the month of March. That shows the index higher from 50.0, which is the base level for positive reading, to 52.8, much better in the month of March. All thanks, according to this report, to the central bank's measures at the end of February to boost FX liquidity. This includes interventions or sales through the forward FX market for those who want to do purchases, bringing raw materials, industrial goods, whatever it is, machinery to the country. Now, this report says this increased FX easing has helped Nigeria's industrial sector to recover much better in the month of March. And of course, the invisible transactions that the central bank says that for retail consumers have also helped in easing pressure on the parallel market. You've seen Naira appreciation. That's what is the latest this morning. Meantime, we have a lot to chew in the month of April. Then we'll get back to that later on the program. For now, let's get on with what we have on our hands. The oil and gas segment of the market was quite positive last week. Let me check that. 3.95. Yes, precisely. 3.95%. Thank you, folks. You got a faster fingers than my eyes could go. 3.9, almost 4%, rallying the market within the last 2 sessions of the final of last week, Thursday, Friday, when Seplat reported. Those disappointing numbers, but to give a better outlook of what will happen. And some analyst firm says Seplat still remains a buy. Then you look at the numbers from Mobil, the conclusion of the NIPCO buying 60% of ExxonMobil out of Mobil Nigeria. So you find a number of those big 7, almost 5 of them, largely unchanged on Friday, with the exception of Seplat, down slightly by 0.3%, a bit of a little haircut, 5 million, that's quite significant, 396. Then you find Owando, one single green shoot, 1.01%, 1.7 million ordinary shares. All eyes on Owando's full year 2016 is in particular Q4 2016 numbers. Mobil remain unchanged on 300, of course, because of the NIPCO majority shareholding acquisition of ExxonMobil out of Mobil Oil Nigeria. That's the downstream part of Mobil doing business in Nigeria. Okay, so the big story you want to hear is whether the Nupeng petrol drivers, tanker drivers, what we call them petrol haulers unit of Nupeng, or the junior oil workers in the oil and gas, by the acronym Nupeng, says there's no going back on the countrywide strike set for today, the 3rd of April. This is one news you don't want to hear. We don't want to hear. Well, you're not hearing it from me, but you're hearing it from here, and it's everywhere. So, because when Nupeng sneezes, we all catch cold. So what does the union want? Well, the long list for the government, as usual. They have a long list of menu. They say they want the attention on unresolved issues on the welfare of their workers and the bad roads. Yes, this has about 2. Then they have other complaints. They say they are poorly remunerated. There's insecurity. There are excesses of some security agencies on the roads. We can all attest to that. Then they also want a speedy passage of the PIB. Well, that's hanging in the National Assembly. They want commercialization of the NNPC. That's a big one. I think that goes all the way up to the presidency. Then you find they want the refineries turn around. Well, that's also in the works. They also says they are angry that their employers, the Association of Road Transport Owners, by the acronym NATO, NARTO, not negotiating with Nupeng on their expired collective bargaining agreement. It's called a CBA on the drivers' working conditions. Quite a long list, but they also commended the government for shoring up the value of the Naira against the dollar, but they will resist any attempt to increase petrol prices. And I'm sure on that last call, the petrol tanker drivers may get a handshake from 180 million Nigerians.